Hello, goofballs. What's going on? This is Goofball Josh coming to you today with a smart tillable minecart storage system. And this is it right here. I have 9 of them tiled up beside each other because this is, as I said, tillable. There's a section of just one of the tiles that I'll show you in a little bit once I give you a demonstration. So how this thing works is you can just load in your minecarts. Doesn't really matter how. This is just a way I've set up. They all go into the hopper and head on up. And as you can see, it has loaded up. It sends one through, it goes down here, the next one to here, next one, next one, next one, until all of them are filled up. If I try to put another one in, as we'll see, it will simply come along here and go right off the edge into whatever sort of disposal system you'd like. And yeah, that is the basic storage part of it. I'll show you how that works in more detail in a little bit, but that's how it works. Now, what makes this smart is not only does it send a minecart to the next one when it's full, but when you press this button, it sends one. And you're thinking, okay, that's not too difficult. Sends the next one. Okay, well, whatever. Sends the next one. But now, if I put a cart in here, say just one cart, it comes in all the way up. Now it goes into the first because it's empty. And now if I call for another cart, that'll be the first to go. And then you can just keep going on and on until it's all empty. So, I'll show you another run at it filling up, and then I'll show you how it works. So as you can see, you can kind of get a hint of how it works right now. It flips over to the next one as soon as one goes in. And the carts can be relatively close together, as you can see, as long as they're like not right beside each other, otherwise two will go into one and that'll just mess up things. Usually it fixes itself though, which is a good thing about this system. It fixes itself. So, this is one of the tillable parts, and what tillable means is you can take this exact same thing as you can put it side by side by side by side by side by side. And theoretically this could go on forever without any extra repeaters or anything. It's 100% tillable. And I will show you how it works. So, how it starts off is a cart is here, and it goes along, and then drops into there. And as it's going, it hits its detector rail. Now, let me just eject the cart from the system, and that's the call cart and reset button. And I've hooked it up in a few different ways in which I'll show you for the smart part. So, by default, it'll be like this. This is where the detector rail hits, which powers this, and this is basically a different version of an RS NOR latch, which means it will keep its state until you switch it, and it'll keep that state until you switch it back. So when you power this, this will go off, meaning that'll go off, this torch will go on, this torch will go off, this torch will go on, keeping this on. And when you reset it, this gets powered, this will be off, but then it'll turn on, reversing the whole thing, so it's a RS NOR latch. And so when the cart goes on the detector rail, it switches the RS NOR latch, which does two things. It activates this redstone torch, which flips the way that the track is facing. I'll show you that again. It's turning that way, and it flips. And it also turns this on and keeps it on in case another cart is right behind it, then it'll just bump back and head on out. And it also sends the signal from this torch over here, locking this repeater. And this is a feature that came in a few updates ago. It's relatively new, but this will help contribute to our smart minecart part. And yeah, so at this point there would be a minecart in there, and you can call it. Now, to show how the smart part works, this whole locking and unlocking, you see when there's no minecart in it, it's unlocked. I'll show you how that works and what that does over here. So what we're going to do is each of these redstone lamps represents one of the stations. If it's on, there's a cart in it. If it's off, there isn't. Just to keep things nice and simple. And these are indicating whether the cart would leave the station or not. So when I push this button, you can see it goes all the way through, turning off all the lamps, meaning all of them would have been ejected. But that wouldn't really matter because there's not all right cart in there. But if, say, there's a cart in all of them, flunk, flunk, flunk. So there we go. And now only the first one will get turned off, meaning only the first cart would get ejected. That means there's no more cart there. And the first two get ejected, meaning that one's not there anymore. And this basically works off the idea that when a repeater is locked, the signal can't get any further. Meaning that when the signal comes, it's going to keep going through, turning off those, and then we'll stop here, not being able to turn off anymore. And that idea is brought right over here, just compactified a little bit more. And when the signal gets here, it simply activates this just like the button did, reversing this all and ejecting the minecart. And that's a basic overview of how this works. If you'd like a tutorial on this, just leave a thumbs up saying, and leave a comment saying, hey, I'd love a tutorial on how this works. Please do it, and I'd love to. Other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, once again, please rate, comment, and subscribe. That would be great. And have a good day. Bye.